Welcome to Niagara-on-the-Lake. Located at the mouth of the Niagara River, it's no wonder this old town thirsts for some of Ontario's finest craft beers. This eccentric, flower-filled community is known for their flourishing wineries, nuanced culture, and bountiful farmland. A tourist haven of scenic glory, best experienced with the wind in your face and sun kissing your cheeks. Which is exactly how our heroes planned their adventure on the Niagara Ale Trail. 3 lifelong friends with an affinity for all things delicious chart their bike ride for 3 beerlicious destinations. This is Tales from the Ale Trail.
Gotta stay hydrated today, boys.
Oh, we'll be staying hydrated.
Do you want the front or back?
What'd you have for dinner last night?
Fajitas.
I'll take the front.
Good call.
Thanks. All right.
Oh boy.
You good, Nick?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Chris?
Before stretching? No, these hammies need some heat before they get pumping. You boys are gonna regret not prepping your bods.
Oh, I prepped my bod all right. I had a big breakfast this morning.
Yeah, what'd you have?
Leftover fajitas.
I'm happy with my choice. All right, eat our dust, Chris.
Okay, wait. Oh, hold on, wait, hold on.
Okay, you pedaling with your feet?
Can we go on 3? 1, 2. Okay, and that's 2. All right. Oh,
Here we go.
all right.
So I might be biased, but I think Niagara-on-the-Lake is the best place in Canada to be brewing beer.
Yeah, I grew up in Niagara-on-the-Lake, and I saw it starting from its humble beginnings as a true agricultural region to the more polished area that is today.
And the Niagara region, it's compact, easy going, it's natural, it's fun. You can get around on a bike, which is a totally cool way to get to know an area, right?
I'm Cian McNeil, founder of Oast Brewery.
I'm Chris Poncion. We are at the Silversmith Brewing Company.
My name is Robin Ridicek. I'm the owner and CEO of the Exchange Brewery here in Niagara-on-the-Lake.
The first destination on the Niagara Ale Trail is the Exchange Brewery. In the heart of the Heritage District, immersed with classy shops, fancy hats, carriage rides, and tourists. The Exchange blends tradition and modern techniques to create premium craft beer by the number. But will it be ready for the number of 3?
Gentlemen, our adventure begins.
Happy you could join us, Princess.
What?
You're wearing a crown?
What? You guys could have said anything. It's my daughter's crown. We were having a princess tea party.
Oh, there's no judgment here. I just thought it was your bachelorette.
We're gonna take 3 flights of your finest beers, please.
We make a lot of more obscure niche styles of beer, and as such, we care a lot about making sure that people understand what they're drinking.
Up first is the Goza.
Ooh, that's funky.
It's got the funk.
So it's bitter, it's approachable, it's a little salty. If I was to profile this, I would say this is a Bill Murray, because he also takes on Goza and Ghostbusters.
And you know, it goes down easier than some sours.
This is our Hefeweizen.
Hefe for yeast, Weizen for wheat.
You can really get the banana on the nose. That sounds funny. You can, it smells like banana, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
No one's judging your banana on the nose.
It's like an Owen Wilson. It's got a really interesting nose on it.
Makes you go, wow.
I would like to suggest that this is like a Matt Damon. It's a very attractive beer, easy to get along with, and a type of beer that I think most people would like to get to know.
Next up on the paddle, gentlemen, is the Golden Ale. This beer may be the crossover point for some wine drinkers.
I'm quite confident we can find a beer for anyone. If you like Chardonnay, you'll probably like our Belgian Golden Ale.
Wow, yeah.
That's different. It really reminds me of wine.
This is life-changing. This is Oprah Winfrey.
It's sultry, it's French. This is a Juliette Binoche.
To me, it's like a Helen Mirren. It's sexy. Last but definitely not least, we have the double.
Actually, Drew, it's du bel. It's French.
Or Belgian. Wowee.
It does have that sophistication of a fine scotch, a liquor.
Yeah, this is like a fine red wine of beers.
It's very heavy, it's got an intensity to it.
Yeah.
This, to me, is a Daniel Day-Lewis.
I drink your Trappist.
I drink it up!
What do you say we exchange it up? You know, because It's called Exchange Brewery.
That would make more sense if we were leaving somewhere to come to the exchange.
Yeah, but we're going to Oast, so we should get Oast to here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pee.
We've accomplished our mission when we have someone come in who thinks they don't like beer and leave realizing that they've actually discovered something that they love and they can experiment and discover the wonderful world of beer.
3.4 kilometers away from the Exchange is Oast House Brewers, and in between, an 11-minute bike ride.
Come on, slowpokes, catch up. Hopefully you get there before last call.
Oh boy.
What happened there, little buddy?
I think I ran over a nail. I don't know. It all kind of happened so fast. I was hydrating at the time.
You got your repair kit with you there?
No.
Smart thinking.
Very professional.
I need a beer.
Well, we got room for one more.
Yeah, so a lot of people always ask us, what is a farmhouse brewery? What do you mean by that? I think outside of making farmhouse ales is to create beers with a sense of place.
Okay, we're turning the corner, turning the corner.
That's led us to go down a path of drilling a well, and now all of our farmhouse ales use well water from the property.
Would you quit grabbing it just like that?
Seats.
Okay, you know what? That is leaving nothing to the imagination.
We created a yeast that's from our land, so we took swabs off the local grapes, the hops, the apples next door, and then a bacteria too, which is also a signature from our land that will allow us to sour beers on top of that. And then things like growing hops and maybe your own malt are also part of it, just doing as much as you can. That's the Niagara way, is to try and grow things yourself. We look to create a beer that can't be replicated, and when you drink it, you know it's Oast.
Jamie! Hey, buddy, how you doing? Jamie and I went to high school together. Not only that, but this man is the man who brews the beer here. So you owe him a thank you.
Thank you for your contributions to the world.
You know what? It's my pleasure to give back to society.
Jamie, can I get a pitchfork porter, please?
Absolutely. Cheers, boys!
Cheers.
To drinking on the job.
Isn't that what you guys do?
It's a full-time job.
Oh, you guys are doing a great job of it.
So tell me about this, the barn raiser here. What's the story behind this, Jamie?
Barn Raiser, it's smooth, it rolls back, very introduction beer for a lot of people. Dry hopped, so you get a lot of nose as well as passion fruit, a lot of grapefruit on top.
This one's great. This is like my summer go-to in a lot of circumstances.
How do you feel that the barn raiser's everywhere?
We didn't expect it to be such a push out, right? We focused on a lot of farmhouse ales. But the minute Barn Raiser picked up, it actually surprised us.
Started very innocently, and within a couple months, the beer was taking up almost every single tank of ours. It's still, to this day, we're struggling to keep up with the demand of Barn Raiser. You know, it's just a nice, easy drinking, consistently delicious beer.
So now let's go pitchfork porter, Nick.
Oh, gosh, I love the pitchfork. I absolutely love, like, those chocolate coffee notes.
People look at it, they think dark. It's gonna be heavy. On this one, it's not. We make it light, refreshing. So you get your caramel, your dark roast, your chocolate. Very smooth and not over the top.
There's a lot going for this one. This, to me, is Ryan Gosling in a glass.
See, that's the way it should be. You know, handsome and still dangerous. It's the best way to go for it. Handsome and dangerous. I saw you looking over, but you have a whole different glass yourself.
I do.
You have the Brandy White. It's one of our seasonals. You know, not traditionally done. We actually haven't made this beer in 5 years since we opened the brewery. But we decided this summer we're gonna come out with it again and see what this tastes like.
Yeah, this is a wonderful Belgian wit. As you know, I'm a fruity guy. Really like the fruit tastes in this beer. Very refreshing to me, but really unique taste to it.
We used actual escarpment yeast. We get it locally. Gives a lot of characteristics to it. We use orange zest in there as well as coriander to emphasize those flavors. So we use that in the boil. So it gives it more of that punch.
Surprisingly, this reminds me of Betty White, a beautiful golden beer for a beautiful golden lady.
Now, where did you brew your first beer?
My first brew?
Honestly.
That's a long
Not
shot.
professionally.
Not professionally. My first one was in high school, probably in my locker. I fermented in my locker in high school. I won't lie.
See, now that I didn't know. That I didn't know.
Really? I would have thought you would have known that. Like, I thought Nick would have been there all the time.
I feel we were good friends. I keep it a hush hush. I got in trouble a few times. But yeah, I started off just doing it in my locker, doing it that way. And then the passion grew. And then this was my fit. This was home. Local minds, local feeling, local vibe, right? All of our ingredients are Canadian-wise and Canadian-based. Is what we want to do is give back as much as possible into the community.
Awesome.
Right?
There's a real authentic, rustic localness to what we do here, and we try and keep it that way, and we always try and stay humble, being a brewery in a barn. So.
Let's face it, your cluttered garage is probably like a bad beer filled with unwanted junk. Luckily, Just Junk leaves your garage clean, filled with only the stuff you do want, much like the craft beer.
Ryan Gosling.
You going down, Treschak?
Boom! Ha ha! In your face!
Can't believe I lost the Seabiscuit.
Ding dong, ping pong! Yeah! Joke's on you, George. Dry fit.
Hey guys, I didn't pee my pants. Good for you, buddy. Do you guys want to come in the back and check out Strawberry Rhubarb?
What? Yes.
Come on in.
Beer like the strawberry rhubarb, it started by a farmer showing up and just dropping off some strawberries, and we crushed them and made a beer, and it was sold out in 2 days. So.
Cheers. 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 Woohoo. Good? You guys enjoy? Perfect. Got another, please? Absolutely not.
A lot of these beers, like our peach Hefeweizen, cherry Berliner Weiss, they've got a real unique Niagara connotation to them, and they've got that sense of place, which I feel is important.
Okay, this again. It's called a kickstand, eh?
Yeah, whatever.
3, 2,
1.
The last stop of the day, the Church of Beer, Silversmith Brewing. 8 minutes by bike ride from Oast, or 13 minutes by triple tandem. This congregation is filled with passionate and knowledgeable folks. And at its altar, the Black Lager, a bold and complex award-winning beer with toasted malt flavors, reminiscent of coffee and chocolate. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
People who enjoy a good glass of wine, it's not a really big reach for them to enjoy a good glass of beer. We've been getting in Niagara really great wine for 30 years, and it keeps getting better and better and better. And that's not true for beer. People think beer and they think Bud, and they think, well, that's not on the same scale as my glass of wine from Niagara, and they're right. So we gave them stuff that's completely not Bud and completely not Coors Light, and something that deserves to be on the table with the great Niagara wine we've got.
If you're from the Niagara region, you've most certainly heard of the Silversmith Black Lager.
Likely drank the Black Lager.
Definitely.
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. Big, bold, smooth, but a little bit of unexpected. Like Maui in Moana.
Black Lager's everything I look for in a beer. It's got lots of personality, good character, it's in your face.
Yeah, it's like your eyebrows.
Also big and bushy.
Hey, you guys want some grub?
Silversmith's really good at making beer. Silversmith doesn't do food. Mason does food, and they're really good at it.
Personally, I like to create a dish that I really feel passionate about and then find the beer that's gonna go nicely with it. So this is our Halloumi Tikka. It's on a nice crispy naan. We've got some halloumi that's been grilled.
I don't know what halloumi is.
So halloumi is a grilling cheese. It's got like a squeak, almost like a cheese curd. It goes very nicely with the golden ale. The golden ale has some real citrus notes to it, which is gonna pair really nicely with the Niagara peaches that we have on top of the sandwich.
Right.
So this is the babimba.
Babimba.
Babimba, yeah.
Trying to figure out what is it, they bib bop, boob bop. They can never say it right, but it's always fun to try.
So it's a Korean dish. Specifically, it has all of the ingredients laid out around the outside. It's got a gochujang sauce in there, which is a very spicy fermented soybean paste. And that's what's gonna go really nicely with your dam buster. So the dam buster has a lot of bitterness, and it actually has some caramel notes that pair really nicely with that spicy sauce that's in there.
Now, this is gonna sound like a really, really dumb question, but you gave me chopsticks, and there's an egg here.
Yes.
Obviously, if I served it to the way that you'd eat it, it wouldn't look very good. So we bring it down, it looks really pretty, and then you just mess it up and just dig in.
I can do that.
All right, guys, so what do we have here?
So that is our black rye salt beef. It pairs really nicely with the black lager. The salt beef we cure in-house, so it's a 10-day process. And then on top of that, our pickled red cabbage, which is in red wine and cherry juice with some sharp mustard, and there's some cheddar cheese just underneath. All of that fat content that's in the cheese and in the beef, it's gonna really mellow out that black lager, which is already quite mellow, but together they're really gonna pair well together, and you get this creaminess, especially in the mouthfeel.
Oddly enough, so the roast beef that we have in the bibimbap and the salt beef do start out at the exact same spot, but the salt beef after the cure comes out very different and a completely different animal altogether. Not really, but
same animal.
You know what I mean.
Same animal.
Sharesies?
Absolutely sharesies. Yeah, I don't share.
You're welcome.
Enjoy,
the pairing.
guys. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I could totally feel the squeaking. Squeak. Squeak.
That beef is exceptional. It is so moist.
Can I get in here?
Go for it. No spice. You watch out for your
Oh, yeah, I'm not really a good spicy person.
It's worth it, though. Get some of that beef, though.
That is nice.
It's good with the dam buster.
It's a match made in heaven.
No, there it is.
That halloumi?
It's halluminating.
Oh, boy.
Well played. That golden.
Okay, yeah.
I would say this one's like a Macaulay Culkin. Wonder what happened to it.
There's a new Niagara in that it's known just as much again for the great restaurants, the breweries, now distilleries, as it is the wineries.
You don't need to go to Napa for a week. You can drive an hour down the road.
We have these incredible natural resources that make Niagara a really unique place to be brewing beer. Craft is really introducing the consumer to all that exists in the wonderful world of beer.
Tales from the Ale Trail is brought to you by AE Media for website development, Brand Boulevard, Treschak Enterprises, Zoom Leisure Bikes, Craft Services by Oddbird, and our episode sponsor, Just Junk.